Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Into the Gungeon. My name is Matt, and with the Marine, we will continue our 3 times weekly foray through the Gungeon and hopefully not making any silly mistakes, not taking any damage in the first room, as we almost failed. So, but without further ado, I like to think that already I am doing well enough after just tripping over a little bit to begin with. Part of me feels like I should have probably just done a Gungeon run before recording this video, and just to make sure I get a bit of practice. But part of me was like, yeah, fuck it, I got things to talk about. Let's just sit down and play, and just try not to be an idiot at the same time. So things have been a bit easier this week. Recording this on a Friday. And I'm just completely over the week now. I'm just like, it's Friday. Let's just take things a little easy. Let's just enjoy a little bit of what life has left to give. And just sit down and just talk about things. Okay, I'll be honest. I've been having a shitty morning. Okay, let's just be I'll just be 100% honest. I've been having a bit of a shitty morning. Part of it is because I have let's just say a mother who is not the best in terms of communication. It's like, if she's angry, she won't say like if she's angry at me, she won't say why. If I bring something up, then she would she's the kind of person who just acts on the feelings, that sort of thing. And and especially the kind of person I can't tolerate all that well, because it's like, if you don't communicate what your problem is, then how are other people supposed to know what the problem is? And then sort of, I feel like she sort of like adds too much on her feelings, and for me, I'm kind of a practical person. I'm the kind of guy that would like to try and work out a solution rather than sort of just really entertaining or trying to empathize with people's feelings. I'm always interested in facts, knowledge, and what I can do to make the world a better place. And I'll hear you out if you've got feelings you need to express, and if you've got opinions that are based on feelings. But what I can't or would not tolerate is just sort of just people just like saying, what's the best way to put it? It's sort of like people have feelings, and because of the feelings they try to restrict or like inhibit other people, but they don't explain why. It's like sort of saying, okay, well, let's just say someone's calling you like a nickname that you don't like, and and let's just say this is more in a casual, friendly, ingest thing, instead of like it being like a bully on the high school playground, because that's a completely different scenario. So yeah, let's just say someone's calling you a nickname that you don't particularly like, and you kind of just like, oh, see, I mean, that the ideal way for me to deal with it is to basically go, hey, is to take the person aside and say, hey, I don't really appreciate your calling me this name. Would you mind, giving that a bit of a rest? And that's fine for me. But what's not okay is when you go all passive aggressive, you do passive aggressive things against said person because because you don't like what he's doing, but you don't actually tell him that you're not okay with him calling you a nickname, that nickname you don't like. And that's basically what my mother is like. It's like there's a few things I can guess as to why she's annoyed at me right now, but I have no freaking clue why. And I'm just, I don't want to bring it up. I don't want to bring it up because he's like, she is someone who acts on the feelings. And the last thing I want to do is for the whole thing to regress into another shouting argument, because that's ultimately what it's been for the past couple of years. And look, I'm just kind of emotionally over it. I just don't want to bother anymore. So I've gone to the shop, already gotten a key, so let's open this up. It's a sticky crossbow. Alright, sticky crossbow, probably best used with the boss, so I will continue using the alien sidearm for the rooms. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of just like the beef I have with my mother. And I mean, don't get me wrong, she does what she can as a mother, and I respect her for that. It just doesn't discard the fact that she's still like kind of a shitty person in my opinion. So and yeah, I mean on the bright side, it's sort of like it sort of made me realize, okay, well, this is definitely not a trait or feature that I want to see in a significant other, so I will not like entertain it. Flip charity. Table tech blanks. I should probably check that. Oh, yes, new gun. Yes, another new gun. Thank you. The ancient technique would trigger a blank when the table is flipped. Okay, that was pretty guessable. But yeah, I mean, it's like if you're the kind of person who like maybe needs some time to figure out your feelings, and you know, you say, okay, I'm kind of just angry at you right now, but I don't. If you're the kind of person who's like, I'm angry at you right now, but I don't, but I need some time alone to figure things out, then, you know, I'm happy to respect that. But, you know, if you're like angry at me because, like say, but you know, you don't excuse yourself, or, you know, you just do this silent treatment and you do the whole bitchy high school girl thing, then, yeah, I'm not gonna have a lot of sympathy, not a lot of empathy. I'm just like, you know, you can go fuck yourself, basically. And oh, okay. Let's alright, we're gonna aim for a. Alright. Oh Jesus! Well, there goes my flawless. Yeah. Okay. Apparently, apparently I'm having that bad of a morning. But let's just Let's just do a quick restart, and so I could just keep playing while talking, because it, you know, it just gives me something to think about, gives me something to talk about. So, and yeah, I mean, it's that kind of behavior that I just don't understand, and the worst part, I mean, I can understand I don't exactly have the empathy or the sympathy, and that, I mean, that stuff is not intuitive to me, and I know that, like say, you know, I mean, there's obviously a communication problem between me and my family, and I mean, I'm happy to recognize that, and I respect that, you know, I'm like, I understand that we do have communication problems, but I mean, it feels like I'm the only one who has to do something, or it feels like I'm the only one who recognizes that, and it's just like, okay, I have to try and, it feels like, okay, I have to try and figure out what this other person is trying to say, instead of it saying, you know, instead of it being something a bit more mutual. And I guess part of it also stems from just recognizing that other people have different communication preferences, but the frustrating thing is that some people are not able to put words to that. It's like some people sort of just function, but they don't understand or are not able to put into words how they function. And that's I guess can be an annoying part of it at all. So this is ice bomb. Well, I don't really need an ammo drop, so I'll just use the ice bomb as it is. I could also actually clear out the fireplace with the ice bomb. So you know what? Maybe we'll take a journey down to the outlet. So I mean, but yeah, that's just kind of my attitude about it all. You know, open, honest communication, no games, no bitchy high school exclusion thing, no silent treatment. Just if you need time, communicate that you need time. But otherwise, you know, you're really not gonna get a lot of sympathy, and you'll just basically end up alienating a lot of people if you're not able to basically properly communicate. And I know it's not the easiest thing for a lot of people, and I know it sounds like maybe I'm on a bit of a high horse in saying this sort of thing, but I mean, ultimately it's because I think those skills can be learned. I think those are skills that people can sort of just work on in terms of self-awareness. I would have thought an ice bomb would actually be able to put out fire. That's actually quite well, no matter. We'll find the water. Oh, there's the water barrel. Okay. Now we just gotta make sure not to destroy it. But yeah, I mean, that's just kind of the gist of my gripes with what's been happening lately. So I want to stop the water barrel here. And we'll move it into this room. Now, I have got to make sure not to shoot it. Just gotta make sure not to accidentally... Oh, I should probably stop. And I wanted to go up here. Gotta make sure not to shoot it. But yeah, that's my morning, and otherwise I'm sort of just looking forward to the rest of the day where I don't actually have all that much to do. You know, I've just got like a meeting which, you know, I'll be leaving in a couple of minutes for. So alright. But yeah, I mean, I've got a meeting that I just need to head out for, and that's not gonna be done until like a couple more minutes. So no big deal. I'm just enjoying to having a day just to myself, just doing my own thing, just not dealing with other people's bullshit. I do apologize for the swearing. Definitely is this morning's and last night's events have sort of just wound me up to some extent that I apparently need to air on my grievances in a Gungeon video. But I mean, I guess we're all human, and that's something I can respect in people. It's sort of like people make mistakes, and you know, but I mean, it's like if it feels like I know I'm just saying this again. If it feels like someone's wronged you, then by all means, you should at least be able to explain why, instead of you know, expecting the other person to figure it out. And that's kind of the other thing about communication. Is like there are people who say exactly what they mean, and there are other people who would say something but like there may be people who won't say things that are 100% accurate, but they expect other people to figure out the context, and I'm definitely not one of those people. And I will say that it's sort of me versus I need to go down to the shop first, make sure I have the key, make sure I purchase the extra key, sorry. Oh, yes, I'm still alive. Please stop ostracizing me. Alright, so I've got a key. I'll definitely grab the armor. I think I've already unlocked the boss. Yeah, okay, so that the other room is there. So I'm gonna go pick up the extra key. And then what I'm gonna do is unlock the chest. Well, let's go clear out that room first. I'm gonna unlock the chest, get a gun. Or maybe I should. Alright, that looks like a gun, a bundle of wands. This looks interesting. Let's go to the boss. And then we'll go down to the oblate and then sort of just enjoy whatever it is. Alright, so alright, this looks pretty powerful. Now, must take no damage. Must take no damage. Alright, well, that's definitely gonna be a better, this looks like to be a better run, so maybe I should actually do a practice run before actually do anything else. So, master round, thank you, and a sniper rifle. Very useful. Alright, let's head down to the oblate. I don't even know if that's the correct way to pronounce it, but we'll just go with that. So bundle 1's a pretty powerful boss weapon, so I think I'll probably leave it at that. I'll use the sniper rifle. And actually I've got one more blank. I wonder if I could find a... No? Okay. Well, as usual, I have terrible luck and terrible intuition in trying to find a secret room. So let's head down to the oblate. Let's just try and get used to its intricacies, because apparently if you're able to get down there, then there's, you know, apparently there's a better chance of loot. And but the monsters are tougher, which is something I am a little worried about. So the oblate chamber question mark. What are these guys? They're just like drunk. Okay, well, we'll go with the sniper rifle, and I'll trust the ice bomb. Alright, so far so good. Oh, okay. Yeah, my brain kind of froze for a moment there. Alright. More monsters? Sure, why not? And it's interesting to see that the sniper rifle can actually go through one guy. Alright, so far so good. There's one room down. That's a pizza. Okay, well, we will... I'm not sure what that's supposed to be, but certainly does not look all that fun to play with. Alright, so far so good, but I am slowly running out of ammo. Okay, I did not time that properly. But I think we'll take things nice and slow. We try not to rush into things, not overdo things. But seriously, what the heck are those party hats? I'll flip the table over just to block some bullets. And it's actually quite a good thing that that such can be dispatched using 2 bullets. It's nice and clean and efficient. Apart from the damage I just took. And I like to think I'm doing pretty well so far. So, down to the next room. Hello, what is that thing? Alright, so far so good. Alright, more spawning. Oh, Jesus, okay, I rolled into that one, but... So far, I think I'm just gonna keep my goal simple for this time around, because obviously I shouldn't be playing when I'm a little riled up, so to speak. Let's see. What has Storekeeper got? I think I will grab a key. And it looks like there's another merchant up there. A hard locket, a ballad, and a book of chess anatomy. I will grab the extra health, thank you. And what have we here? I see a shield. Old crest, armor up. This looks interesting. Peculiar piece of armor. The crest of a strange religion. The edge is scuffed and worn, being slit into a frame several times. The crest depicts a great bullet falling from the sky, surrounded by prostrate, gun-dead figures. Well, that's definitely something new we're seeing this episode, and I am excited to look it up and find out what it means. I actually finally got around to doing some research, and it apparently turns out that the broken television... I can't believe I... Okay, what's that? Creepy. Well, looks like the shoe is still there. Does this mean I could actually go back? Let's actually double check. The more you know, the more you know. No? Okay. Well, that's not a big deal. I mean, we could just still head down here and then, unfortunately use up the rest of the ammo for our sniper rifle. Hello. Alright. And that's one of the things I like usually about the mouse. It's just that you click and it will shoot in exactly in the way I want. Okay. But now, that wasn't as great. And I feel like I should use the normal sidearm for this. Oh, hello. More company. Okay. Are we done? Yes, we are. Now, bounty bullets, careful now. Alright, that I can deal with. Looks like there's another... Nope, okay, that was just more bounty bullets. You know, for now it seems like I could still stick to using the marine sidearm. It's just that, I guess I was a bit creeped out by some of the other guys, and I'm just thinking, oh, you know, they're probably a bit stronger, so I should probably try and be careful with them. But I suppose, you know, as long as you're able to handle yourself, they're really not that much of an issue. So, okay. Easy now. I will need a new gun fairly soon, so I hope I'm able to find something that will allow me to not worry too much about. That needs a frost bomb. And I'll kill the big mushroom first, if I can. There we go. Because that's probably the most annoying, especially with all the spores just kind of just like floating around. They're just like floating bullets, and it's just like, well, I can't exactly deal with them. I just need to wait until they pass over, so Well, you know. Alright, well, I mean, so far this seems to be fairly easy. I'm just kind of just walking around because, like, they don't have this brand of bullets that kind of just makes it a concern, so... And, it looks like, that's actually one thing I haven't quite figured out just yet. It's more like just which bullets damage other enemies. That's one thing I just really haven't had the, I guess, the mental capacity to sort of just sit down and observe, and it'll be very interesting to make some observations when I finally do decide to allocate my energy to such things. So, but for now, I mean, while these guys are just randomly shooting without much of a, anticipation, except for that guy, which is apparently quite smart. I'll give him credit for that. So far it seems fairly approachable, if not a little long, but I will admit that right now I'm probably not in my peak state of play, but definitely the additional... Well, hello. That looks like a very evil door. So, what can I do? I kind of want to clear out the other rooms first, but I feel like while I've got this bundle of wands, I should just use up the ammo for now. Alright, so, big blob guy. Blobulord. Okay, that's very obnoxious. That's very cute too, though. Okay, I need to figure out a different system for dodging those. Alright. But so far, I'd like to think I'm doing pretty well, though. Oh god, what the heck? That was interesting. But, hooray! Super Space Turtle unlocked. Oh. Shoo, little guy. Alright, there we go. Some health, a key, some armor, and a new gun. A glacier, refill your trays. So, bouncy ice blocks. Very neat, very neat. Alright. Let's go clear out some of the other rooms. Yeah, let's use this glacier ice tray. I think it's quite a neat looking weapon. And I just wanted to actually check out what some of the other stuff that old bullet guy sells. So, oh, I can unlock this. This looks to be the Shade's revolver. That's a good weapon. And you know what? I actually think I'll use that instead. Actually, no. I'll save that for the boss because the revolver is definitely much more useful. But here, the glacier is good for actually freezing, and also I can't... I was about to say nullifying enemy bullets. Pardon me. Oh, you're still alive. Okay, this is gonna be a problem. Alrighty. Yeah, I like the part I could just freeze you, and then boom. Alright, so I've got 2 blanks left, so I should try and find a secret room. There is one, but of course I could save the blanks for certain emergency needs as well, especially if it looks like there's a few too many Gungeon sort of overwhelming me, and that maybe I might want to actually, you know, just prevent myself from taking a bit more damage. So let's see. Alright, any more gonna spawn? Yes, there is. Thankfully this guy is fairly easy to deal with, although it feels like my aim is not as great with this little glacier gun. I won't lie, it's actually quite useful. The green chest, let's... It's the elder blank! Excommunicate bullets. Alright, reusable blank, woohoo! Alright, let's use it here. No secret room? Okay, I still don't have a general intuition for where secret rooms might be. So, but I mean, nonetheless, I could still just harbor a guess, and maybe when I get some more, maybe when I actually successfully find 1 or 2, I can just sort of use that intuition to, you know, just find them, basically. There doesn't seem to be any particular distinction between which rooms they can be found, but you know what, maybe I might just look it up on the wiki and then, you know, figure it out later. But for now, we'll just head down to the next floor. I'm actually not sure where this goes next. I'm hoping it's just the elevator and then I can just do my usual thing. Whew. Although it's... Okay, I'm down to chamber 2. Alright, okay, so, now I'm just back to easy monsters again, which is kind of disappointing, but I mean, I suppose I shouldn't complain. I mean, it's nice to actually have, additional loot, and an additional boss to play with, but I won't lie, if I do this every run, then it means that every run's gonna be much longer, which is I'm admittedly not a fan of, so which is kind of disappointing really, because I mean I really want to like the Gungeon. I really want to like this game, but it's sort of like, now that I've been playing for it long enough, it's like it's one of those things where it's like if you live with someone long enough, you just start to notice all their flaws, and or it's like, you know, if you live with your significant other long enough, you start to notice things that actually normally wouldn't bother you, but actually starts to become really annoying. So it's kind of one of the reasons why I'm like, I don't really like, in general, I'm kind of just like an introvert. Like I'm not really a fan of interacting with others, because it's just like I'm the person who observes these things straight away, and it's very easy for me to just sort of observe flaws in people, and it sort of becomes the sticking point for me mentally, and I know like it's not fair on them, so like I shouldn't like try and sort of know people by the flaws, but it's definitely one of those. What's a pox cannon? That's the origami. Now shades with our main side, but one. I'll grab a key, but I will definitely deposit the sniper rifle, because I don't particularly need it right now, and it's definitely the cashback is welcome. Aren't you a cute little guy? Alright, Shades Revolver, Marine Side Arm, Battle 1. Let's stick with using the glacier. Oh, this is gonna be annoying. I like that I can just run across it though. It's not like I actually need to roll. Oh, okay. Easy there, buddy. If only my ice cube will actually hit you in the direction that I actually shoot them in, but it won't be. Oh, I'm empty now. Well, let's just have the rest of the ammo for this. And kill this chicken as well. And then we just got the Shades Revolver. Now I've got the Elder Blank, so ammo elemental. The shadows grow darker. Well, whoops, that was probably not the best opinion. That was probably not the best thing to do. But I won't lie when I say that Shades Revolver seems to be a very effective weapon. So I hope. Why do I have more ammo for the glacier now? I should... Oh, it looks like kneeling at that altar basically recharges your ammo. Okay, I'm not complaining. That's actually pretty neat. Now, unfortunately, because of this curse, I'm getting a lot more jammed. Enemy, which is kind of annoying, but it's not impossible. Just annoying. Oh, hello. Okay, well, as always, the ammo doesn't come at the right time. So here, bundle of wands. Let's go kill the second boss. It's the gold gun. Okay. Alright, and I definitely should learn to dodge those things in future. And I've taken damage already, which is kind of disappointing, but and I really wish you would move further up a little more, because I am probably not in the best situation right now. So thankfully, this bundle of wands is really doing me favors, and thankfully I've got an Elder Blank, which is definitely very, very useful. So don't have an awful lot of health, but I am definitely making progress, which is really the best thing I can ask for, really. So I guess the question is, should I go and check out the other rooms, or should I just take what I can have? So I mean, let's just play around with the other guns for a while, and then okay, this is probably not all that great, but I will use up the ammo, and then I'll sell it to the guy in the shop before I actually move down to the next floor, because definitely yeah. Alright. Wonder what the catch to this gun is, and you know, I could probably actually find out by looking it up. A powerful unwieldy handgun can be charged for more power. Okay. So let's charge it up. Alright, not so bad. Okay, that's not too bad after all. It's like I don't have to spam. Okay. Yeah, I can get used to this. It's definitely not a gun I want to regularly use though. Now this is something I probably want to use a bit more. Now the shock rifle, it's definitely a bit more effective, a bit more interesting visually as well. So I will one line in saying that I'm basically biased towards it. So let's stick to the glacier for now, and we'll definitely clear out a bit more monsters before we continue in our terrain. But given the amount of damage I'm taking, it's probably... I don't see myself getting too far this time around, but definitely I'm quite glad to actually have conquered the Oblet, however we should pronounce it. And I'm ultimately making some kind of progress and some kind of discovery, which is something that certainly does not happen a lot in my playthroughs of this game. No? Okay, who else is there? Alright. You know, because I was just lazy, I was just like, okay, you know what, maybe I might be able to find a room pretty quickly, but I'm not actually sure if you need to clear a room first before you use the blank. I hope not, because that would kind of make the game a little more frustrating, but I mean, it's not that different of a change, but definitely would be one of those things that some people don't think about until they actually do it. So that's a brown chest, so I'm not particularly interested in it, so I'll just shoot it to death and collect the junk, unfortunately. But would be nice if we dropped the heart or some sort. But now this altar, do nothing. Well, nothing much we can do. Let's head down to the shop. I wonder if there's anything else I can pick up. I'm gonna take a half heart. I mean, I'm not a fan of it, but I guess it's something that needs to be done. So shock rifle, dungeon eagle, chase revolver, they're all pretty good guns, so I think I'll keep them all, and we'll head down to the next floor. Well, interestingly enough, I've actually made my baseline goal of getting down to the 3rd floor, and now it's just a question of whether I can make it down to the 4th. So without further ado, let's head down below. You know what, now I actually been talking, you know, talking is cathartic. I feel better when I've talked. And but I do realize I will probably need to wrap up this episode fairly soon, otherwise I will miss my meeting. And that's probably something I do not want to do, because I mean, after all, this is a hobby and the meeting is for work. So moving on, I think I'll keep using the shock rifle, because it's like, I mean, it does, at this stage it doesn't really matter too much what gun I use. It's just gotta be, you know, convenient, effective, and it's just gotta do the job really. Alright. There we go. And I guess the shock rifle is just easier to see visually where things are going, so it's just kind of easier in that regard. So you know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, I imagine. I mean, there might be one or two things people know that I don't, in which the shock rifle might, you know, be useful for. I mean, I know like if there's a puddle of water, you can use the shock rifle to. Oh man, I actually had to do that because I got stuck and my brain froze, and I was just like, okay, let's use the blank. My older blank is still on cooldown, so you, on the other hand, are just plain annoying. Alright. Oh boy. Alright, where the heck are you guys? You... Please die. No. Okay, not yet. There we go. That's more like it. And we've got a lot more rooms to explore, so I think I'm just gonna be lazy. If I find a boss, I will head straight for it. And I probably won't like try to care too much about clearing the other rooms unless I actually find it. And then, except for maybe the shop and maybe a couple of the chest rooms, because it's just like, you know, the game's dragging a little too long for me, and I'm just like, okay, what can I do to, you know, just make it a bit easier on myself with not as much negative, with not as much drawback. I imagine there's probably like maybe a couple of rooms that I'm sort of like missing by not doing so, but it's just like at this stage I'm just like, I can't be bothered. You know, this game is sort of just taking a little too long for me, and I guess there's just no obvious benefit to like seriously forcing myself to clear every room. So I just sort of use the Elder Blank there because, you know, I just feel like it's easier to keep the Elder Blank on cooldown, and, you know, it just allows me to keep searching for rooms as I keep going. So, I mean, I suppose that's a bit lazy for some people, but I'm just like, yeah, I mean, you gotta do what works, right? And you know, the more I find a secret room, the more intuition I'll have in finding future secret rooms. So, I mean, it's easy for me to say that, you know, I purposely took that damage by the curse, or the jam bulletin, but it's just like, oh, you know, I just got stuck on my train of thought, and it's just like, oh, you know, it's just a game, and I'm still having fun. So I think what I'll do in the future, to keep runs a bit shorter, I may be sacrificing a bit of like, you know, just not discovering different areas and such, but I mean, Enter the Gungeon, I don't want each episode to be too long, otherwise I will just run out of things to talk about. So yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I know it's kind of a bit of a rant at the start, and I know I probably shouldn't be like talking about my personal problems in a YouTube video, but I was just in a bad mood this morning, and I was just thought, you know what will make me feel better? Just talking out, and I'm very glad that I gave myself the opportunity to do so. So whether or not you agree with me, thank you for listening, and I will see you on the next video.